All right, so you've made an account, you've added a Webmix, you've added in your icons in your Webmix. Now you want to do more. You want to share it with other people, share it with your students, make it available for others, not just yourself. Admirable and the right thing to do because this is a social bookmarking tool, which is fantastic for sharing with others. So right now, all I can do by default is save them for myself. Now, this is one time I need to remind you that if you haven't already done so, now is a good time to go and take a look at your email that you received when you created your account and make sure you hit verify. I know that's one of those kind of mindless things that happens. You don't always think to hit verify when you get to make a new account someplace else, but for this one, you really need to verify to happen. Otherwise, your sharing will be limited. So make sure you go back to your email and check for the verification email from Symbaloo, and then hit verify. That way, you can be able to do the sharing part. Once you've done that, come back here and then go to this button here. So I'm going to turn sharing on just for this web mix. It's not going to do for all the rest of them. It's just going to be on this one group that I'm sharing now. And I'll click share. So once I click share, it brings me to this Webmix details piece where I can change the name of my Webmix. I can write a description about it. These are things you'll find you can use that'd be helpful. I can add in little related words. And then, try this a little bit. This is going to be make publicly available, and that's going to be the one I recommend using so that your students can find this easily. Otherwise, they have to have a Symbaloo account and they have to have their own login, and then you can share with them privately. That's not near as much fun, especially if you're using this with students. So I'm going to use this for it's publicly available. And then I'm going to click on here where it says share my webmix. All right, so it did a couple things. One of the things that it did is it made you have an address, and the address usually is longer than the box, so you want to make sure you select the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, triple click, and you can copy that address. And if you go to another tab or another window or another browser and paste, you'll be able to see this what this looks like for other people who are viewing your group. This is the public version. Notice it looks different than your private version. The private version has more of a black background. The publicly shared version tells who you are, who made this one, and that gives people a button to add this webmix to their own account so they can use this one. But this is this is the address you would use to be able to give it to your students and to share it with parents or share it with whoever. Whether you're going to your teacher webpage and pasting it as a link there, going to I don't know, Google Classroom and adding it there, whichever. But this is the way to get it on there as a link, just by going to get to that address there. Once you've done this, you're going to need to be able to make updates. So if I add something else or if I simply move this around, notice this little button turned blue. It was white a second ago. Anytime I make a change, whether I'm adding or I'm removing or I'm just moving around, this republish button shows up blue, or update button, they've renamed it. Update button shows up blue, so I can click update so that every single person who's looking at that page sees the changes. When there's no changes, that button will be white. But if there's a change, even a small one, it turns blue to remind you you need to click it so you can update the version that everyone else is watching. Now, once you've made this and are ready to move on, if you need to find out what that address is again for this one, simply come back here and click Options. And we need, nope, it's not Options. Sorry, my bad. Click Share, and we need Webmix Details. And you're right back here to copy that address back. So again, that was share, and you want Webmix Details to get to that page back. There's also this really cool button called embed code. So embed code gives me this bit of code I can copy and paste into something else like a widget or a in the school district that I'm part of, they have teacher pages, they have a little box in the middle. They can paste this code and it makes it searchable so they can see this from pretty much anywhere, and it actually is usable. It's not just uh, a link there. You actually can get the full set embedded and clickable within that teacher page, which looks super fancy, but it gives really clear, easy access to students because they can all these machines go to the schools pages, and schools pages are right there, have the teacher pages right there linked to them. But this embed code is, you don't have to understand what it means. Just copy it and paste it into a place that accepts embed codes. And that is basically how to share it. So again, hit the share. Make sure you have a name, any kind of description. Share the webmix. Get this address or the embed code, and use those to either share them as a link or embed them into your pages. Hope that helps.